Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. Delivering her State of the Judiciary address in front of nearly 350 judges, Ohio Supreme Court Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor spoke to what Ohioans expect of their judiciary and reviewed the many programs and activities judges are engaged in to improve the quality of life in Ohio. In her remarks, the Chief Justice urged the state judiciary to strive every day to be legally competent, professional, and dedicated to service.
That includes doing your sworn duty even when it's a personal challenge.
With thousands of Ohioans using the judicial system each day to resolve their disputes and other legal proceedings, Chief Justice O'Connor said Ohio courts affect millions of people in the state and make everyday differences in their lives.
Ohio judges and Ohio courts are the solution to the problem, the point of last resort or the point of first relief.
To better educate Ohio voters about what judges do and provide easy access to information about judicial candidates, Chief Justice O'Connor touted the newly created website, judicialvotescount.org. With nearly 115 judges, or 15% of the judiciary, barred from seeking re-election due to age restrictions within the next 6 years, the chief said the website will provide meaningful voter knowledge and participation during election time. Chief Justice O'Connor also highlighted innovative approaches to judging, including specialized docket courts such as drug courts to help combat opiate addiction and veterans treatment courts. The Supreme Court currently has 189 specialized dockets across Ohio in the certification process.
While there are cost-saving aspects to this approach to the administration of justice, we cannot afford to incarcerate or institutionalize our way out of these problems. It is most importantly an approach that focuses on helping people succeed and becoming productive members of our society.
At the end of her annual address, Chief Justice O'Connor thanked the judges for their hard work and dedication to further the cause of justice in Ohio.
A non-working gun isn't considered a deadly weapon, the Ohio Supreme Court ruled on September 10th. A Cincinnati teenager in 2013 was carrying a concealed weapon when he was stopped by a police officer. The loaded gun was later found to be broken. The majority of the Supreme Court justices determined that a non-working gun and one that isn't used to specifically hit someone is not a deadly weapon under the state law that bans carrying a concealed weapon without a license. The teen's fourth-degree felony for carrying a concealed deadly weapon was lowered to a first-degree misdemeanor because the gun didn't work. The justices reversed the First District Court of Appeals ruling that had affirmed a lower court's decision that the teen was guilty of illegally carrying a concealed weapon.
There's a lack of money to support low-income individuals who need legal aid. What to do about that and how to remove other barriers for access to the civil justice system provoked a discussion at the Columbus Metropolitan Club, where Ohio Supreme Court Justice Judith French said it's not just about providing a lawyer for those who can't afford one. As a member of the Supreme Court's Task Force on Access to Justice that in March identified obstacles for disadvantaged Ohioans, Justice French said the legal needs for low-income clients aren't being met.
This is not the cosmetic surgery of legal proceedings, whether we're talking about medical care, whether we're talking about food benefits, disability benefits, housing. We're really talking about providing basic human necessities to people that otherwise couldn't afford it.
While there's a need to hire more lawyers, Justice French said legal aid services for these individuals are desired, such as self-help centers at courts and outreach programs so low-income Ohioans know where to turn when they need legal help. With little money coming from the General Assembly to help pay for these services, legal aid programs rely mainly on interest rates from client monies that lawyers put into a bank account. Interest rates have plummeted over the years, affecting the amount of money supporting legal aid. But the number of Ohioans who qualify for help keeps increasing.
Many of our clients, their lives are held together with duct tape. We need to recognize that poor people need lawyers if they're going to participate equally and fairly in the justice system.
Weeks agreed with Justice French that there are barriers for equal access to the justice system.
There are some structural barriers out there, and I'll be the first to admit that many of them are put in place by courts and by judges.
Justice French said the task force recognized that courts across the state need more standardized forms, and low-income individuals must have easier access to the justice system. She said the Supreme Court could do more to improve the lives of those who don't know where to turn when they get into a legal bind.
I think that the Supreme Court of Ohio needs to be more involved. We need to be there as a partner to all of the legal aid societies, and I definitely see that commitment going forward.
That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts.